thinking back in the day, and initially I was thinking of all of these ways in which I have changed and how I'm so different than I was 3 years ago, and all this amazing stuff that's happened to me. And I wasn't really trying to think of a story, but then I thought of this story from elementary school, and I was like, wow, like I'm really quite similar even to how, like there's been so many things that are different. You know, you learn so many things. You become kind of a different person, but this story is kind of representative of something that I think will always be in me. I like to call it my sauciness, like that kind of don't mess with me kind of sauciness. And so, okay, so I was in, I think either 5th or 6th grade, and girls at that age, if you women in here don't remember, if the boys don't remember it, they are snotty. They are mean. And I would like to say that I'm really sorry for how, because I was one of them, and I know it. I was not very nice sometimes. And so anyways, I went to a very small school, and so there was only, 9 of us in the class. And I was what I thought one of the most popular ones, because I was really good at basketball, and I was really smart. I mean, I had it all, right? And I don't think of myself as a cocky person, but in elementary school, maybe. So anyway, like I said, 5th or 6th grade, and I remember, I don't remember what the argument was about, but the class was split, and I was on this side, and these other girls were on the other side, and they had it coming. It was gym, and we were playing basketball, okay? And they challenged me to a game, and I was like, yes, right now. We're doing this right now. And I remember saying that like that, and they're like 3-on-3, and I'm like, let's do 2-on-3. I'll take her. And so we were 2-on-3. And we were playing, and it was really rough. I know they're like, you're fouling too much. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. And we were playing, and in my mind, I was winning. I don't know if I actually was winning. And there comes a point where there's a jump ball. And if you don't know what that is, basically, the ball was over here, and all of us girls went to get it. We had to go and try and get it, and I was going to get that ball. And so I ran over there. And it was bouncing. It wasn't on the ground. It was kind of like bouncing, and I was running to get it. And at some point, I kind of, to me in my mind, I went for the ball, and what really probably happened is I kind of like bashed into somebody else. And I do remember my head going thunk, and I had really buck teeth. And I remember I somehow flung the ball out of this one girl's hands, and she looks at me like, and I was like, and I threw the ball on the ground, and I was like, what? Like, and she was like, she backed away from me, and I was like, yeah. Now, I can't remember if that part was in my head or if I actually did the yeah part, but either or, I just at that moment was like, she better back down. It's the sauciness. I'm like, she wanted to play. I told her I was going to win. She had it coming, okay? So I'm going to throw it in her face right now. And then they're like, because then it wasn't just this one girl. I noticed everyone around me was like that same look on their face. And I'm like, okay, now what's this all? They should be clapping for me. Why are they looking at me like that? And my one friend was like, Carrie. And I'm like, what? And I looked down, and there was blood everywhere. And I didn't feel anything, but they're like, you should go to the bathroom. And I was like, I think we should finish the game. And then I couldn't even finish my sentence because my mouth was full of blood. And I made my way to the locker room, and like no joke, there's a little hole in my lip that I didn't even notice or feel because it was so intense. And so, yeah, I still like to think that I won the game because even if I was behind, they forfeited, right? Because I was willing to play and they didn't. So I like to think that I won. So the point of that story is a lot of things have changed. And, back in the day, I was so different than I was. But sometimes when you're young, you're discovering who you are, and some of that really sticks with us. And so I like my sauciness to an extent. I hope that maybe as I get older, I'll learn to be more and more humble. So.